Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I love the fact that the nights are slowly but surely getting darker once again, because it makes it with the colors and everything and the lighting. It makes the whole biker mice from Mars. I'm never gonna get tired of saying that. It makes this thing almost shine, especially because we're getting some new drip in the next couple of days anyway. So you can look forward to seeing more and more changes. I always want to at least try and keep things fresh, and always like trying to switch things up only when I really feel like I need to. But speaking of things that we have absolutely don't really need for at the moment, is the sort of thing we've got today. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to imagine 21 years ago we have got the beginning to one of the most critically acclaimed metal groups from the 21st century in Disturbed. And I've never actually seen this before, but I'm actually going to read the what's it says, the tag here on its album cover. I can see inside you the sickness is... Okay, it's meant to be from Down With The Sickness. I suppose that makes sense. And I never actually could work out what exactly... I mean, I know this is a face, but has it like... Oh, is this like it's meant to be like a hand or something like that that's covering his mouth? Or is it meant to be like something different? I can never exactly work out what this thing was, but who knows? Maybe it's not necessarily that important. I know this is long before the Disturbed introduced the guy to their Rogue, but I don't know, for what it's worth, I always liked whatever this is supposed to be. Maybe like a precursor to Kratos, perhaps? I have no idea. Now, the important detail, ladies and gentlemen, is that we may as well go from beginning to end with Disturbed. And what better way than that, ladies and gentlemen, to start at the very beginning. Now, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, if you really had to push it to me about who would I prefer more, Disturbed or Slipknot, which one really is the best? I do love Slipknot. I think some of the things that Corey Taylor can do are absolutely almost mesmerizing, but Disturbed have got a lot of perks as well. It's a very... I wonder if I really should do like a list, like... this like a would you rather have Disturbed or Slipknot. That could be something we might want to look into later, ladies and gentlemen, but for now on we've got the first of the sickness to get through, Voices. And I know I'm sort of like compensating because the video's got, well, the song is quite short anyway, but if Soil is anything to go by from what we did last time, I'm pretty sure we can get a lot out of this. So if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. So let's begin. Voices in 3, 2, 1, and... I know it's a bit early to say, but I'm just hooked on this, man. I don't know whether it's just because Disturbed have a great act for getting things started. If you went down to a mosh pit and Disturbed came on, there's no need to say more. You just get on with it. Are you breathing? Now, wake up, when you alive, when you listen to me. I'm gonna talk about some freaking now. Someone is gonna die when you listen to me. Listen to me, die, listen to me, die. Stay, wake up, when you alive, when you listen to me. About some freaky shit now. Now, someone is gonna die when you listen to me. Listen to me, die, listen to me, die. Stay, are you breathing now? Do the wicked see you? You still raving, you're making me blow. Are you breathing now? Do the wicked see you? You still raving. Storm, what's up? Shit, now. You see, it's moments like that, ladies and gentlemen, where you just I wonder if that's call it what you may, ladies and gentlemen, but I think that's actually quite hard to do, where everybody just freeze and then you just hear the reverberation of a guitar. Just if music can, if a picture can paint 1,000 words. Because let me try and go over this again. Let me just. Are you breathing now? We can sing, are you still breathing? You get the verb absolutely fine, and then you get the graininess, the grittiness of it so it's sort of like an undercurrent. An undercurrent that just goes through the song, and it's the equivalent of filming a fight scene and then suddenly everything goes into slow motion and you can like capture the frames where sort of like where a guy's moving his fist and then it's sort of more like fists behind him. I think that's how I would describe voices, ironically, as something choreographed, like something you might find in, let's say, I don't know, Fight Club or something like that. And besides, Fight Club only came out a year before this, if I'm proven correct. I hope so. I'm usually quite good with dates. No one will ever know. No chance if you gave up. I loved you anyway. So come on, be a man. Do what you want to do. Save me, God. I can hear the voice, but I don't wanna listen. Track me down and tell me I'll be alright. I can feel the subliminal need to be born with the voice and make everything go. I can hear the voice, but I don't wanna listen. Track me down and tell me I'll be alright. I can feel the subliminal need to be born with the voice and make everything go right. Are you breathing now? To the wicked see you still breathing. You're making me know. Are you breathing now? To the wicked see you still breathing. So, are you breathing? So, do you breathe now? Now. So, are you breathing? So, do you breathe now? Oh yes, we can, guys. Don't worry about that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was Voices by Disturbed. I think throughout the sickness, I think the reason why they chose that is that you get the impression this song is going to literally cover sickness, mental, physical. Sickness is it's a good point actually to base an entire album about, because you're making this great you're using a good concept where you can explore the chaos, the hell that somebody's been thrown into when they're afflicted with a sickness, an illness. Because when you're sick or when you're ill, you're 100%. You feel weak and disorientated. You feel as if like something is terribly wrong. And why I think that works so well to Disturbed's point of view is that, well, for one, Disturbed, they went to the effort to do an entire bridge where you can actually hear the voice, and then finally the shout of "Save me, God," because he's trying to I don't know whether or not he's trying to force the voice out of him, or whether or not he's just willing to go along with it, but realizing he's doing. You get the impression the dude who is succumbing to these voices is just he knows fine well what he's doing, and he's basically given up the idea by saying, if you just strap me down and, you know, I'll be with a voice and everything will be alright. You could say, literally, it is meant to be like a case of schizophrenia. But I will, perhaps the one thing I might want to say that, I don't know, I don't think it's because the song's short, but I think the song, I'm not entirely sure if it could have done more if it could. Because with Disturbed's new metal sound, I'm not, it's tricky because I'm trying to figure out if there's anything on the top of my head from new metal that's more than, I'd say, at least like 5 minutes in length. Something that can really like explore something, you know what I'm saying? I think Voices just sort of like ticks everything you need to do and then calls it a day. And I will give, you know, Disturbed some leeway because this was the very first song you hear on their very first album. And honestly, if I heard this all the way back in 2000, I'd stick around. I want to hear what's next because apparently, so there's something called The Game that's on next, which may be about it may possibly be a Triple H inspired song or not. But with that being said, actually speaking of WWE, I think Voices would be spectacular for like an opening montage. Something like Across the Nation or Rise Up. I mean, they get Drowning Pool to do Rise Up, so why not get Disturbed? So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reaction video. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys thought of Voices for yourselves, and I will hope to see you guys again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.